there's a knacker at defending, and everybody wants to play, and they just take so many chances. And I mean, I thought it was sort of an eye opener the second half against Brentford, and I thought, they've got to look at that, and surely they're going to start defending. I thought he would have had him out with that back 4 or 5, and just had the forwards again, like we used to do, Alan, and defending and. But it didn't look as though they had any method in the defending, did it?
Well, talking about defending now, and you would have loved it, or maybe not. The old firm game at Ibrox, did Celtic not defend unbelievably well?
They did, because to be fair, Alan, they played well second half, Rangers, and they had to defend well, and I thought they did, because they didn't have too many clear chances, did they? Say, because they kept them outside the box. But the difference, I think, between like Chelsea and Everton and Celtic is they put their heads in. They put the tackles in. They won the battles and that, and that's where they got the reward. And I think at this time of season, it's more important what's under your shirt than the ability that you've got.
Do you think as well, Neil? You look at the mistake from Mendy. Like sometimes can't keepers just clear it? Now these keepers, it's nice to play from the back and this nice football. Sometimes it's got to go, hasn't it?
It's so much time.
But they do. That's what they ask them to do. It's one of them things for managers that. All of a sudden, what it's like in training, Alan. Your goalkeeper always used to like going up front, didn't they?
Centre forwards,
in training. And they thought they were God's gift, didn't they? And nothing's changed now. They've just got a bit more licence to do it with the managers. But I mean, there's a time and a place. I mean, just 2-1 when he gets a ball like that, and if
Neil,
you
imagine at half time we're back in this ball, where we get the next goal, we go on and win this game, and then within a couple of minutes, boom, it's all over.
And the crowd were up for it, weren't they?
Yeah.
The crowd were right behind them. And then a mistake like that, I mean, you can't believe he got his hat-trick like that, could he?
And then, I tell you what, let's hear from Thomas Tuchel, because he was baffled at the end.
I worry more about Southampton than about Real Madrid in the next week. There's my focus. So today, is this alive? No. With this performance, no. Because first of all, we need to play Southampton, and if we don't get our heads and legs straight and our mentality right, we will not win in Southampton, and and then this tie is not alive. If things change, maybe, but how many clubs in worldwide football won with what we need, 3 goals difference? How often did this happen? So maybe it's only realistic to answer like this, and should not get fatalistic and think like I give the wrong message. I mean, let's be honest. We sit here after 15 minutes, so we are competitive, and we need to find our competitive spirit, our quality, and then we can talk.
Yeah, I watched. I watched the Paris game, when Paris for me were a better side than Real Madrid, but Real Madrid nicked it in the second leg. Barcelona went there and hammered them. I really fancied Chelsea, but I don't know. Can they get back in it, Neil, if they score first over Madrid?
I just felt that's probably the worst I've ever heard him on an interview since he's been at Chelsea. I didn't sense that he believed at that time that he could turn it round, and I think the players have got to have the manager talking as if they believe in him and this, that, and other. And I don't think it was good vibes last night. Yeah, I know it's 3-1; it's almost impossible. But you've seen these games turned on some silly coin and a goal back at early doors. So you can't just put the white flag up. But it didn't sound good last night, I didn't think.
Do you know what? When you're looking for a goal as well, and he had a couple of chances, one a particularly good one, Lukaku. From the last 10 matches nearly, he's started twice, away at Luton and Borough in the FA Cup. He has 12 goals in all competitions, 5 in the league and 2 in the Champions League. He's definitely a confidence player. If his confidence is sky high, he gets in where it hurts. When it's not, he looks a third of the player.
But the problem with that is, as a manager, if he's not playing in the team system that helps the team, then he struggles to find a way in it, even though he's cost all that money. So he tends to go, when things aren't going well, with players he can trust that's going to work hard and do this. And Lukaku, sometimes he's like an individual. He doesn't fit into the way that teams want to play. That's why I didn't think he did well at Man United. And I didn't think it was a good signing when they come back paying that sort of money.
Neil, do you think as well that Lukaku, he needs games, doesn't he? You can you probably had strikers that he needs a run of games, otherwise it's going to take him 5 games to get up to speed. Even when he come on, he didn't look at it, did he? He looked very rusty.
No, he didn't.
Didn't look sharp.
But
so
Gabs, as a manager, Gabs, you can't give him 5 or 6 games because you haven't got 5 or 6 games because your season's over at that level. So it's a hard one. That's the hardest thing for a manager, I think. The top, when you've got big earning, you've paid a lot of money for players that people think you've got to play them, and that in your own eye you don't think they're the ones on your team sheet. It's a difficult one.
Well, Chelsea, Neil, I hope not, but Chelsea, they go to Southampton on Saturday. Not an easy place to go. You've got Spurs and Arsenal breathing down their necks now. They've got to be careful. They've got to stop this rot quickly.
Yeah, they have. I don't think, even when they're playing poorly, I don't think Tottenham and Arsenal have got it in them to catch him. Me personally, I think they'll have enough in the locker. They've had a difficult week. But I think they've got two. If you look at the 3 teams, I think they're the better team of the 3. So I understand what you're saying, but they've still got the points in the bag, them lads, and they'll get on the training ground. They'll stop feeling sorry for themselves, and they've got some good players. I don't see that as a problem.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.